So let's get into the title. The title is They Cloned Tyrone. The name Tyrone, when you hear it, you instantly think about an African American male, but the truth of the matter is the name Tyrone is really Irish, and it means from the land of the yew tree. The yew tree represents the tree of life. It is resurrection and rebirth. Okay, they lived in the Glen. A glen is a secluded area in the mountains. I'm paraphrasing that, but it is. And the neighborhood, the Glen, was secluded, and it was secluded enough for the government to be able to do their experiments there. And so that's why they chose that area. If you break down the film in its entirety, it's no different from The Matrix. It's no different from Deception, all rooted in The Wizard of Oz. The first character we want to look at is Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is the scarecrow. What did the scarecrow desire? To have a brain. Everything around the scarecrow was corn and hay. Those colors were yellow, just like Yo-Yo. Every time you saw her in the scene, she either had on yellow or gold or something in the gold yellow family, because gold, yellow, well, the yellow represents brilliance and being bright. She was really an intelligent woman, but because she was and she presented herself as such, she came across as only that. But the truth was, she truly was an intelligent person. The next character is Slick Charles. He is the Cowardly Lion. Even to his attire, when he's in his pimp uniforms, I know that is roughly based on black exploitation films, but all of the jackets that he was wearing, they were like mane around his neck. He only wore colors of like browns and golds or purple. And when you think about the Purple Heart, you give the Purple Heart to people who show great leadership and courage. And to be honest with you, it was his mastermind that created up the whole plan that got them down to the lab to save Yo-Yo. And it was his knowledge and wisdom, because purple means wisdom. Purple also represents the crown chakra, which is the color violet. And it was through his knowledge and wisdom that he was the one to realize and recognize that it was the chicken that was making people act crazy. Our next character that is of significance is Fontaine. Fontaine is a representation of the Tin Man. And if you know the backstory of the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man actually was wooden originally. But because a witch enchanted his axe, it kept cutting off his limbs, and a tinsman ended up replacing those limbs with tin until his whole body was tin. But he did not have a heart. And he didn't have a heart because he was manufactured, hence why he didn't have a mother. Every time we saw him on the screen, he had on green. Now, his first clone wore gray, but his second clone wore green. So that told me that was rebirth, resurrection, and new life, right? Another reason why Fontaine represents life. Fontaine is the walking embodiment of resurrection and life. His name is Fontaine. In French, Fontaine means fountain, water. Water is life. Moss, his sidekick or his friend, tells him when they go to the trap house, hey, man, you stressed out. You need to drink you some water. Our body is 83% water.